Hey there, little dreamers! Ready to dive into some magical bedtime stories with your favorite cartoon characters? Let's get started! Get ready to snuggle up in your favorite pajamas and grab your fuzziest blanket because tonight, we're going on an adventure. We'll meet silly animals, brave heroes, and maybe even travel to a land of dreams. Are you excited? I know I am. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let your imagination soar as we journey into these wonderful bedtime stories. Once upon a time, in a field full of brightly colored flowers, lived a little bunny named Benny. Benny loved to hop and play with his friends, especially when the sun was shining. One sunny morning, Benny hopped out of his cozy burrow, ready for a day of fun. He wiggled his little nose, smelling the delicious clover and dandelions. "Good morning, sunshine," Benny chirped. Benny hopped over to see his friend Rosie, the robin. Rosie was perched on a branch, singing a cheerful song. "Good morning, Rosie," called Benny. "What a beautiful day." "It is a beautiful day, Benny," chirped Rosie. "Want to come with me to find some yummy berries?" Benny's tummy rumbled at the thought of juicy berries. "Yes, please," he squeaked. Benny and Rosie hopped and flew through the tall grass, their laughter echoing across the meadow. They found the biggest, juiciest berries they had ever seen. After filling their tummies with berries, Benny and Rosie decided to play hide and seek. Benny was very good at hiding in the tall grass. He giggled as Rosie searched for him. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the meadow, Benny and Rosie knew it was time to go home. They said goodbye and promised to play again tomorrow. Benny hopped back to his cozy burrow, feeling happy and tired after a fun-filled day. He snuggled into his bed of soft leaves and closed his eyes, dreaming of berries and sunshine. In a cozy cave, nestled among tall pine trees, lived a big brown bear named Barnaby. Barnaby was a kind and gentle bear, but he had one tiny problem. He couldn't fall asleep. Every night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Barnaby tossed and turned in his bed of soft moss. He counted sheep, he tried singing lullabies, but nothing seemed to work. One evening, as Barnaby was feeling particularly restless, he decided to go for a walk in the woods. The forest was quiet and still, lit only by the silvery glow of the moon. As Barnaby ambled along a winding path, he came across a wise old owl perched on a branch. The owl blinked slowly at Barnaby with its big, round eyes. "Excuse me, wise owl," Barnaby said politely. "I can't seem to fall asleep no matter how hard I try. Do you have any advice?" The owl hooted softly and said, "Barnaby, you have forgotten the most important thing. You need to find something that makes you feel peaceful and happy before you go to bed." Barnaby thought long and hard about the owl's words. What made him feel peaceful and happy? Then he remembered how much he loved to watch the stars twinkle in the night sky. Barnaby hurried back to his cave and climbed onto a big rock outside. He gazed up at the stars, feeling a sense of calm wash over him. The stars twinkled like tiny diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. As Barnaby watched the stars, he felt his eyelids growing heavy. He yawned a big yawn and realized he was incredibly sleepy. Barnaby lumbered back to his cave and snuggled into his bed of moss. This time, Barnaby fell fast asleep as soon as his head hit the pillow. He dreamed of twinkling stars and the wise old owl, grateful for their helpful advice. Lily was a little girl with a big imagination. She loved to draw pictures of fantastical creatures, especially unicorns with their shimmering manes and sparkling horns. One night, as Lily was drifting off to sleep, she wished with all her might that she could meet a real unicorn. She closed her eyes tight and imagined herself in a magical forest. Suddenly, Lily felt a gentle nudge on her shoulder. She opened her eyes and gasped in amazement. Standing beside her bed was the most beautiful unicorn she had ever seen. The unicorn had a coat as white as snow, a long flowing mane that shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and a horn that sparkled like 1,000 stars. Lily couldn't believe her eyes. "Hello, Lily," the unicorn said in a voice as sweet as honey. "I am Celeste, and I have come to take you on a magical journey." Lily's heart skipped a beat with excitement. Celeste lowered her head, inviting Lily to climb aboard. Lily held onto Celeste's mane and swung her leg over the unicorn's back. She had never felt so happy in her entire life. With a flick of her tail, Celeste galloped out of Lily's bedroom window and into the night sky. They soared over moonlit meadows and sparkling rivers, the wind whistling through Lily's hair. Celeste took Lily to a hidden meadow filled with talking animals and magical creatures. Lily danced with fairies, had tea with a wise old gnome, and even flew through the clouds on the back of a friendly dragon. As the first rays of dawn began to paint the sky with hues of pink and orange, Celeste took Lily back to her bedroom. Lily hugged Celeste tightly, thanking her for the most amazing adventure. When Lily woke up the next morning, she couldn't stop smiling. She knew in her heart that her magical journey with Celeste had been real, a memory she would treasure forever. Oliver was a tiny kitten with a big heart. He lived with a kind family who loved him very much, but Oliver longed for adventure. He wanted to be brave like the dogs he saw on his walks. One sunny afternoon, Oliver's family decided to have a picnic in the park. Oliver was so excited to explore a new place. He batted at butterflies and chased after fallen leaves, his tail twitching with delight. As Oliver was exploring a patch of daisies, he heard a faint mewing coming from behind a bush. He cautiously peeked around the bush and saw a little ladybug trapped in a spider web. The ladybug was struggling to free itself, its tiny legs tangled in the sticky silk. Oliver knew he had to help, even though spiders seemed a little scary. Oliver took a deep breath and remembered what his mom always told him. Even the smallest creature can be brave. He gathered all his courage and approached the web. Oliver carefully batted at the web with his paw, trying to create an opening for the ladybug to escape. The spider, sensing a disturbance, scurried out from its hiding place. Oliver hissed at the spider, trying to look as big and brave as possible. The spider, surprised by the tiny kitten's bravery, retreated back into its web. With the spider out of the way, Oliver was able to free the ladybug from the sticky web. The ladybug fluttered its delicate wings and landed on Oliver's nose, as if to thank him. Oliver felt a surge of pride. He had faced his fear and helped someone in need. From that day forward, Oliver was no longer just a tiny kitten, but Oliver the Brave, a hero to all the little creatures in the park. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with vibrant hues of orange, purple, and pink, a little firefly named Flicker prepared for his nightly journey. Flicker loved to fly among the stars, his tiny light twinkling in the darkness. Flicker spread his wings and lifted off from his blade of grass, soaring into the vast expanse of the night sky. The stars twinkled like a million diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth, guiding his way. As Flicker flew higher and higher, he felt a sense of peace and wonder wash over him. The world seemed so big and mysterious from up above, full of endless possibilities. Flicker danced among the constellations, his tiny light joining the celestial ballet. He flew past the Big Dipper, tracing its outline with his light, and waved hello to the man in the moon. As Flicker flew through the Milky Way, he saw shooting stars streaking across the sky, leaving trails of sparkling dust in their wake. He made a wish on each shooting star, hoping his dreams would come true. Flicker's journey took him past distant planets and twinkling galaxies, each one more beautiful than the last. He felt so small and insignificant, yet connected to something much greater than himself. As the first rays of dawn began to light up the horizon, Flicker knew it was time to return home. He had traveled far and wide, but there was no place like home. Flicker landed gently on his blade of grass, feeling tired but content. He closed his eyes and dreamed of starry nights and magical journeys, knowing that adventure awaited him again tomorrow. And so ends our journey into the land of dreams. We hope you enjoyed these magical bedtime stories as much as we loved sharing them with you. Remember, little ones, every night is a new adventure waiting to unfold. So close your eyes, let your imagination soar, and dream big. Sweet dreams, little ones. Remember, every night is an adventure. See you next time.